Hey everyone, Josh here with Fresh Start Customs, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive into the latest update with WeCreate. As of this recording, it is February 21st, 2024, so just keep in mind future updates may come out, and this is just their first major update in a while, so there will be bugs. There are bugs. I'll try and point them out along the way here, so just bear with it and wait for the next update. Don't freak out about it. It'll be okay. And with all this said, there is a lot of improvements with this update, and I'm going to deep dive into each one. There will be some technical terms. I'll try to explain those along the way as well. So with all that out of the way, I did submit this request to them long ago to auto-import the colors within your files. So what I mean by that is I have this Illustrator file here. The engraves are black, the cut is red, and the score is blue. Before, when you would import that, it would just show up all orange in WeCreate, and you'd have to select everything individually. Now you can open up that file, and it imports exactly the right colors that it should be. The only difference here that I would like to see is black should be a default engraving, in my opinion. That way it automatically fills. Or any color that's set as a fill within the program. So this is set as a fill and not a stroke. I wish it would import as a fill, but that's not a big deal. The reason why is now that there's actually colors auto assigned, you'll see them on the right here, and you can kind of shrink this down and just see just the colors themselves, or you can see the individual layers by color. But let's say I want to select all the black. I just click on this right here. Every single black square here is selected. So now I can just click fill engrave, and then boom, it is completely filled with all the same settings, and it's good to go. And then all I got to do is change this cut line to a cut still. And then this one I use as scores for blue, and then I use cut as red. Now the reason why I got two different sets of squares here is what I did is I created this top one and I grouped it together within my Illustrator file here. So right now, this is a square, this is a square, and then the rectangle around it is just a grouped path. So what happened in the past, and it still happens now, is when you import it into WeCreate, they're all separate functions, which I wish that it would be able to tell that it's grouped together, and it would automatically allow it to engrave left to right. But what it does is it engraves one square, the next square, and then it does the cut instead of engraving both squares together. And it'll do the same thing if you hold down Shift, you select both of these, and you click group up here. And then it would also do the same thing if you click merge. For me in the past, other people said it worked for them in the past, but it didn't before. But luckily now merge does finally merge those shapes together, so that's great. But I just want to show you guys a quick video of this engraving, and then down here is a compound path. So when you make it a compound path, both of these are one function, so it'll engrave both squares together like I want it to. And the reason why you would do that is if you have like lettering in a file, for example. So let's just say it says Fresh Start Customs, and you didn't have it as a compound path. It would do the F, and then it would do the R, etc. all the way down the line individually instead of the whole text all the way across. So that's the reason why I wish it would automatically group by color in the inside as well for fills. But that's something they can do in a future update. We're getting there. We're getting new fixes. This is a huge fix just by itself. I love being able to just click on a color that I want to change. I can change it from cut, engrave, fill engrave, whatever I want to do super fast just by selecting the colors. So that is handy. Now with all that said, they also updated the settings. So if you click off of your design just on the whiteboard over here, you'll have this drop down list. Now you can go through all the different woods. I mean, there's plenty of different options. They got like a example of what the wood will look like. You can select your 3mm, 5mm. You can go through acrylic, leather, etc. You can go all the way down the list. They have a huge list. It seems like they keep adding to this list, and they will be adding more and more. So that's great. In this example, I'm just going to use this 3mm basswood here. And as you've seen from that video clip that I threw it up earlier, it does do one function by itself and then the next function if it's just grouped. But like I said, if you select both of these, hold shift and click on both, and you come up to merge, you can now merge these shapes even when they're not touching, which is great. So if I merge them together, now it's one function. You see how it's one function? It will correctly engrave all the way across as one function there. I did do a second video testing this out too, and I tested it out with the group feature as well. The group feature will just do one pass, and then the merge function will work as a compound path like it does down here. So that's great. And then I did notice with their settings, they changed the settings a little bit, which is awesome. I recommended always reducing this down to 7 for basswood versus 8. Seems like it cut cleaner and worked every time. It looks like they implemented that change, and now it works perfect every time. I don't have to manually change that each time, so that's awesome. Other than that, they also added canvas. I think this is where you can just add multiple projects and canvas layers if you want to. I haven't really tested that out, so if you tested that out, let us know. Looks like you can also organize it by color once you open the canvas. You can do like the little color wheel that's in the bottom right when you open those. So you can sort by color too. But if you did that function, let me know. Now, one last thing that I did want to point out real quick is if you have an issue connecting to Wi-Fi afterwards, don't go up here and click Add and then click Wi-Fi. That didn't work for me. What worked for me is clicking Settings up here. It'll open this window, and as long as you're not connected to Wi-Fi, there will be an option that says Wi-Fi Settings, and you can click on Wi-Fi Settings and then type in your Wi-Fi password, and then it'll automatically add up here for you. That was the only way that I could get Wi-Fi to work after the update. Not a big deal. That's just something I wanted to point out and make aware for you guys. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much the gist of it here. You also have this little preview window, but all that does is it previews the canvas again after you save it. And then this is that color wheel I was telling you about. But you can add like the different colors there if you need to. Like I said, I haven't messed with canvas that much, but if you have, let me know. But for the most part, you can just do it all on this one canvas. This kind of works more like a Glowforge now. If you've used Glowforge in the past where it's auto-colored and it's all on this first canvas, will work if you want to. Otherwise, you can add that multiple canvases if you need to. Now, I know I used a lot of terminology throughout that, like compound path. All that is creating both of these as one path here. So for example, if I ungroup this and then I have both of these selected right here, I'm going to hold down shift and select both. You can go up to object, come down to compound path and click make. And that's all you need to do within your program outside of WeCreate to create that. So it's linked together automatically on import versus having to select them both and then click merge and merge them together. So hopefully that went into detail for you guys and helps you out. If you have any other questions, feel free to link them down in the comments below, and I'll try and answer them to the best of my ability. Other than that, we'll catch you guys in the next one.